Let me follow this name actually. Let me create one job. Okay, let me attach with this. We can attach with this also. What we'll do, let me create a duplicate job. Properties. Text for example, it is 2. Make it 2. Text for example, let me do from 5. That will be meaningful. Finish. So I'm opening this one. Okay. So here, so in this case, what happened? I don't want to take, the variable, we can add it. Let me delete all this and newly created this variable here. Okay. Now, in this case, let me add DB server, DB port, DB name, uh, DB user, DB password. So let me check. DB server, DB name, DB port, DB user, DB password. Now, in this case, I don't want to take the value from runtime, but I want to take the value from file. So how to load the context variable from a file? So here, T file input delimited. T file input delimited. I'm giving the name here. Context CSV file. And then let me configure it. So here, oh, sorry, actually, file input delimited. T file input delimited. So here I'm giving the name text CSV file. Now double click on that. Coming to basic setting, edit schema. We know we have what? Key and value only. Key, value. Both are string. And yeah, it will be comma separated. So be careful about this comma. Header we have one, right? And then to load the context from the file, we have to use T context load. There is a one component. Okay. So right click on it, row main here. Let me configure T context load. Here it has a built-in schema, key and value, right? We're not going to change it. So if a variable loaded but not in context, warning, it's okay. So it will be loading the variable. T context load is a component which will be used to load the variables in the context. So whatever the variable we have created in the file, it is there, it will be loaded into context. And then what I want to do here, I want to trigger the next subjob on subjob OK, this one. So once the context variable is loaded, once this subjob is successful, then only my this subjob will be executed. Right? And what we can do, you can check directly. So we are taking that value from the file, already it is hard coded, and let us check whether it will be executed or not. So in the place of file, we can use the DB input also. So in this case scenario, what we are doing, we are loading the context variable from a file, and then we are executing the job. Let us check. Okay, sorry. The file name is not okay. I have to select the proper file name. Save it, clear it, run it. It is executed properly. Check. Properly executed. But again, so what we are doing, in the place of file, we can use the database to second. So you can load the context variable using file. But for this, we have to use a T context load, which will be loading the context variable either from a file or database, whatever input. And if it is loaded, I want to execute this job. Now it is executed, but still the file name is hard coded here, right? File name is hard coded here. I want to make it dynamic. This one. I want to make it dynamic. How we can do it? So let's come back to my context variable of this job. So what I'll do here, I'm adding one more variable, text file name, and I want to take an input from that, both plot and this one. See, this has not been checked. That means it will not ask you the input, but it will ask the input. Okay. Now, how we can add this one? How we can add this variable? Because I have to add it here, right? Come to component. In the place of this, I have to add it. File name. So what I am doing here, I'm just removing the file name here. Then us means concatenation, control space, context file name. Context file name. Let me check whether I am following the document or not. Hmm. In that case, entire path we have to give. Okay. Okay. So let me show you. If we use no path, I can directly give the total things. And let me check whether it will be running or not. Clearing the screen. And from my document, I am copying this path name. Copy. And let us run it. So context, we are taking the context file input for the input. So it is asking the file name. Let me paste it. Yes, it has taken. It has taken. Okay. Now, how to make it more dynamic in a command line? I want to accept the value in command line so that that means what? Depending on the context, you can change the file. And file, if you put it in the file, you can restrict the file access, and that will be much more secure because your password within the file itself, right? You can secure the you can configure the secure access to the configuration variable files. So how to use it in a context or in a command line? As simple as that, what I will do, because I am asking the context variable file name from the runtime, clear it. Let's deploy it. Right click, build job. So let me go back to folder. We have context variable from file, context var example. Let us extract. Okay, now we can check it. So we can go to command prompt here. You can check dir. So we have the batch file here, right? What I'll do, context batch space. So I have to add it. This one. Hyphen context default. So in place of default, if you have different kind of context environment, you can set it. And we are using this one, context hyphen param, context file name, and we are giving the location here. Yeah. So we are getting the output. So there are lots of extension I have done using the context variable, but still if you need to encrypt the password, you can check some other way actually how you can encrypt it. But still this may be another way actually where you can store the context variable in a file and you can restrict the file access. The last example on this context variable, I'll show during database connection, how we can use this one, how we can create the context variable. When we'll be creating the database connection. Yesterday, I had some screenshot, but actually I have not followed that. But today I'll be showing you during the creating the database connection, how you can create context variable. So let me show you. Coming back to this example. So let us create one database connection here. Right click, create connection. Is taxi w underscore cv. Next database connection, it will be MySQL, and header will be root, password also root, server localhost. Then database nice taxi dw. Test connection successful. See, you can click on export as context. You can click on that. Create a new repository context. Yeah, you can create this one. Okay. Next. So similarly, you can check here. So default value all are set. So if you want to get any input, you can just click on that. Not here. You can finish it 1 minute and then okay. Here. to give the variable one date. There is option. Okay, let me finish it. Test the connection with the default is this one. Finish. You can check here in the context it is added. Again, another menu is added over there. You can check, you can drop it from here. And what you can do, you can drop it. You can drop this context here. It is there. Yes. If you want, what you can do, you can double click on that. It will be open. And then next, if you want to really get, a message at runtime, finish. But the thing is what we need to do, coming back to configuration of this component, you have to use what? Context. The name is changed. Host name, the server. Here also context port name. The name is changed. Database. Login. Password. Password. Now done. Now how to run it? Simply you can run it here. Already default value is there. If you want to change it, you can change it. We are getting the value. So this is the different ways. I have given the example of context variable. You can check sometime, please, to handle how to use a context variable. It may be important in your business scenario. Hi all, are you there?
Yes, right.
Okay, thanks. So we'll take the lunch break right now. I have a call right now also. So we'll be coming, it's one only, 12:48. So we'll come back at 2:30 to continue the next part. Is that fine?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.